Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning and welcome. It's Nurse Richard, the Wax Wizard. Somebody did ask me to stop saying that because it's bugging them. But I guarantee if I didn't say it, I'd get a lot of people saying, why didn't you say it? Anyway, the fella here came to see me with a problem with this ear. Now, as you can see, there's a perforation in there. It's had a middle ear infection and all that discharge is leaking out of there. And he couldn't hear much at all. Now, obviously that wasn't the problem that we're going to treat here, because that was one that I referred to as GP. Need some antibiotics to sort that out. A very little point hoovering all that away because it just keep producing stuff. So I've asked them to, the doctor to keep an eye on that one. But it was the other one, he actually didn't, unbelievably, he didn't think there was a problem in this. He said he could hear okay. Now, when you look at this, you're thinking, how? Because it is absolutely jam-packed. It's chock-a-block. Those are both medical terms, those, by the way. Look them up in the dictionary. Now, he suffered with, aside from his acute perforation in his middle ear infection and his other one, this one, he was known to have psoriasis. Now, I'm not a dermatologist, but a lot of psoriasis is overproduction of skin cells, which obviously has affected his ear in here. So he's got this huge, big, dry boulder, which a lot of it will be these dead skin cells. And I don't know how he could hear through it at all. I suppose it's all relative, isn't it? When you can hear nothing at all through the other one, which he couldn't hear a thing, and he could hear a little bit through this. But it must have been sneaking up on him for a while. But it was, when we removed this, it was a very dry and not a happy ear canal at all. But it was so difficult to get out. It was so, I don't think any oil would have helped. It was beyond that, because I could get a good grip of it. That wasn't the problem. The problem was, the thing was, what's the saying? Getting a square peg through a round hole. I don't know where that saying comes from, but it's quite appropriate with this. The thing that I'm trying to get out is bigger than the gap I'm trying to get it out from. So I tried nearly every tool I had, nearly every weapon in the arsenal to try and get this thing out. So I've got the metal Jobson horn there, as you can see, being kind to the environment and all that. But the trouble I have is there's very few, well, none. There's no gaps through it at all. Now I started with a suction so I could pull it forward at least a little bit, so I could try and get this at the top or around the sides, but there's just no gaps at all. So at the very least I can at least manage to scoop away a little bit at the front of it. But I'm searching around, there's just nowhere to put that, to be honest. Nowhere at all. So I think what I'm going to do is swivel it round, and it's got like this thick pick on the other side, which is a bit more sturdy than the Rosen inserter. It's obviously what it's made from. You know, I think these are steel, and the Rosen inserters, the single-use disposable ones, they're like a plasticky, probably carbon fibre material, and there's a bit of give in them. There's no give at all in these. So I'm trying to embed that in there. And again, it is bringing it forward a bit. But whilst it's kind of hard but squidgy, which seems to make no sense, doesn't it? Those two things seem totally opposites. So I can get it in, but it just sliding through it a little bit. I suspect it's a bit firmer, a bit further back. So again, I'm trying with the Rosen inserter there. And again, that is just kind of scraping along the surface and cutting through it a little bit. So I'm going to try and use it there to just separate it from that canal wall there. It's extremely tough stuff. It's horrible stuff, this. Whenever you get blockages that are due to psoriasis and eczema, they very commonly end up looking like this. And again, just trying to get the Rosen inserter at the side there, and now I'm trying to dig it in to embed it. And whilst I'm getting a bit of movement there, you just saw it flick off, didn't you? You might have heard a little tap then. I think that was the Rosen inserter tapping into the endoscope, to the end of it. So I'm going to try this one again, and again, can't get behind it, can't get around it, but I'm hoping I can maybe bring it forward a little bit. But if not, we've scooped away a little bit more here. Now you can see there, can't you? The whole thing is moving a little bit. So whilst it might look like I've just shredded a little groove in the middle of it, it has brought it forward a little bit. But I think before I'll have another go, because I've clearly got nowhere with those ones, let's try and bring it a bit further forward with the suction. Because I could get a really good grip with it, and as you can see, it's moving and wiggling, but it just needs to be loosened a little bit, brought a bit further forward, and then let's have a go at digging some things in again. It did have, I think I missed it at the time, it was earlier on in the video when we moved it around, we had to suddenly cut away. You might have heard a cough, quite commonly known as Arnold's reflex, which just brushes up against the bottom of the ear canal and it triggers a nerve which can create a cough. So I was mindful of that, so I couldn't be too vigorous with this. So let's try again with the Rosen inserter. Now I've brought it a little further forward, and I'm going to try and dig it in a bit deeper here. Obviously you have to be careful when you're digging things in, because you've got to be careful you don't dig it into the ear canal, which is why I would prefer to bring it a bit further forward first. So at least if you do dig it in, it's not going to cause trauma. And here it comes. And I did get a picture of this. It was a whopping chunk. It was a beauty. Another wax baby safely delivered. And you think that's it, don't you? It's not, unfortunately. I wish it had been, because that was a battle to get that one. You can see it's left this further deep down. Now that's way too deep down to go down with any tools. So let's get that out with the suction, and it came out without too much fuss. Didn't put up much of an argument, to be honest. But yeah, it was full, front to back. This was. I think that single piece there that you've just come out, I think it was nearly 2 centimetres long there. And the average ear canal isn't that much longer than that. So yeah, it was completely chocker. I don't know where chocker block does come from, by the way. Somebody can find out for me. Let me know in the comments. I know we say it a lot. No idea where it comes from. I ain't got the foggiest. I'm sure I could have easily Googled it before I do this, but as you know, I don't really prepare these. I just press play, press record and see what happens. Just got a bit stuck on the way out there. I thought it might. So let's just wiggle that around. And you will see after this, like I said, it looks a bit red, a bit pink, bit not very happy at all. This ear canal and extremely dry. So I think it would certainly benefit from some regular drops just to keep this moisturised, to prevent this from happening again. There you go. Not very happy, is it? Possibly some evidence of an old perforation there. See a slightly different colour in the centre of the eardrum there. Possibly had another perforation in the past there. And there they are. So yeah, that big chunk there, almost 2 centimetres long. So all in told, it was probably nearer 3. But yeah, you could hear a lot better after that. He thought his hearing was okay, he was wrong. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. But for now, take care of yourself, and I will see you soon. Ta-da.